What's going on, tribe? Excuse me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be Black Ink Crew Season 4, Episode 13. So look, this episode gave me so much, and I have so much to say. Let's cut through this bullshit in the beginning. In the beginning, they recapping the whole situation with Reese and Lily and Cobra, and Reese lying about her credentials and putting fake pictures of tattoos on her IG, and her supposedly trying to steal Cobra's client last week. They're recapping it for the fellas because, of course, they weren't there, Charmaine and Danielle. And, here's the thing. The thing I like is that you can always get different perspectives, because Van and Don say something, and even Charmaine. Charmaine was like, look, we ain't running no mom and pop shop. We trying to create a certain type of reputation for Loyalty Inc. So we can't have a reputation that we have, scammers or people that have not earned their reputation. And Charmaine was honest. She said, you know what? Cobra bought me the picture. I knew about it. And, I was like, I was feeling some kind of way about it myself. And well, let's deal with the first thing first about the whole client situation. And what I appreciate about Van was like, but you know what? He said, I can see, because Dawn was like, well, I could see how she would feel like he was trying to take her client. Like, that's some real touchy shit that you was doing. Because they were all like, you did what? You started writing to her client. But then, once they explained it, Van was like, you know what, Lily? You had to make an executive decision. So I understand why you did what you did, because we're running a collective here. And in the absence of anybody else, you are the manager. And you had to make a decision as a manager, not as an artist. And there is a distinction there. And and he's right. Like, and I felt like that last week. Like, I felt like Lily's fingers being fucked up. I think that was part of the storyline. I don't think Lily's fingers was really fucked up, but I think they wanted the conflict with Reese and Cobra. Now, so I understood why that took place last week, but I also know how artists are, and I know that that's some sticky shit. Whether it be a cosmetologist, any type of art like that, where your livelihood is based on clientele, you're very sensitive about your clients. Makes sense. You don't have clients, you don't make any money. So the piece about lying about your credentials, Don and Van brought up some good points, and I had to be like, you know what, that is so true. And Van said, well, first of all, I just want to say this. He said, Reese ain't the only person to do it. He was like, is it frowned upon? Yes. Do people do it? Yes. He said, I did it. He said, early on in my career, I did it. I put some pictures up that weren't me because I was trying to get a client, get my name out there and that kind of stuff. He was like, so I did it. I'm guilty. He was like, so, it wasn't cool, wasn't great or whatever, but at the same time, I can't really necessarily hold it against her, because I'd be a hypocrite. And then Don said, and Reese was like, it happened. I've been working on my own for so long that when I came in and I was speaking to Lily and sort of had my little interview, which that was a whole nother conversation about that interview, but anyway. He said she was like, it didn't even occur to me to really bring it up because it's 5 years ago. I've been, I've moved on from that. And Don brought up a good point. Don said, who the fuck go into a job interview and tell everybody what their worst stories, their worst secrets? I said, you know what? That is so true. Like, again, I understand why Lily was upset last week, but even Lily was kind of like, yeah, like I still feel some kind of way about it. But at the same time, I know Reese, I've seen her work. You know what I mean? I know Reese is a dope artist now, and she making money. I ain't tripping, So I can respect that. And when they said that, I was like, you know what? That's cool. So then Cobra comes in. So Cobra and Reese had this conversation. Reese apologizes, explains herself, blah, blah, blah. And then, Cobra was like, you know what? I hear everything you're telling me, but I still don't really trust you. Excuse me. I respect Cobra because Cobra is honest about that shit. Cobra's like, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I still don't really respect you like that. Like, I still feel like it's something with you, that it's just something about you I just don't trust. Like, I respect the shit out of Cobra for this. Because by the end of the episode, I'm feeling the same way you feel it, Cobra. We're going to get there, though. So they end up talking or whatever. Now, here's what the shit. Now, here's where, Cobra, you lost me. That's weird. And they come up with a way that Reese can prove her I don't know, prowess, whatever words you want to use, to Cobra by giving her a tattoo. Now, Reese says, if it's not the best tattoo you've ever seen, if you don't like it, if you don't love it, you can whip my ass. No, you can never speak to me again. That's what she said. You can never speak to me again. Cobra said, if I don't like it, I'm going to whoop your ass. That's what Cobra said. This is what I don't understand. And I understand when people have tattoos all over their body, at a certain point, a fucked up tattoo, probably just a fucked up tattoo. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm not getting ready to do is let somebody who I don't trust and who I'm questioning their artistic ability because they used other people's artwork as their own with my body. I'm not getting ready to let you put a tattoo on me to prove to me that you know how to do tattoos. That is not. I didn't understand that. I don't get that. But, of course, Reese gives her the tattoo, and, of course, she loves it, and they all good, and they slapping fives and shit. All right, it took me 6 minutes to get through the bullshit. That's that bullshit. Now, next we see Ryan talking to his contractor. Looks like Ryan might be having a little cash flow issue. They didn't say it, but that's the insinuation you come up with, because the contractor's like basically like, I can start working on the next phase as soon as I get a check. And Ryan was like, yeah, you know, I had all these great plans and I had all these great ideas of all these wonderful things I wanted to do with the shop, but you know, and then like, you know how Ryan do. He was like, yeah, you know, but it is what it is. What the fuck does that mean, Ryan? It is what it is. It doesn't mean that you don't have the money, which I ain't mad at him about, and I'm not even putting Ryan down for that. You're an independent contractor basically, and you gotta work. And I mean, I know you do Loyalty Inc. I know you do this show, and I know you do appearances and stuff like that. Like I believe that Ryan is hustling. I don't believe it's a situation where he's not hustling, but it takes a lot of money to start a shop, and that shop needed a lot of work. So I ain't even saying this with no kind of shade or nothing, but all I am saying though is, what the fuck did you mean, Ryan? Like, what you saying? Are you gonna get a man a check or not? So while all this is going on, his he gets a phone call from Adriana. Now okay, I have a lot of questions this episode, and I really need y'all help. Like, I really need people to drop in my comments. I'm gonna watch all my other YouTubers that review the show, because maybe they got some insight that I don't have. Here go my first question of the episode. Ryan said that Junior can't be his manager anymore. He can't come to the shop anymore because of what happened in Jamaica. I'm confused by that, because, and this is a real question, is he saying that Junior isn't allowed to come to be his manager and he's not allowed to be at the shop because VH1 no longer wants Junior to be around because of what happened in Jamaica? Is there some sort of restraining order that was put on Junior? Like, what is the reason why Junior can no longer be your manager? Because if this is your shop and you paying Junior, what the fuck is what happened? And you don't believe that Junior did anything wrong. Why does it fucking matter what happened in Jamaica? Is this some VH1 shit? Like some legal stuff that VH1 is putting in place that Junior is not allowed? Like, I don't get it. Something don't make sense. And then when Adriana rolled up, she was in the car outside and asked Ryan to come outside to talk to her, because, again, I felt like she wasn't allowed to come into the shop. So, again, is this some VH1 shit saying, look, you can't be a part of filming and you got to be XYZ amount of yards away from filming? That's what it sounds like to me. Now, y'all let me know if y'all think that, because it just didn't make sense to me when Ryan was like, he's not allowed to be my manager anymore and he's not allowed to come into the shop. That's your shop. How the fuck he can't come in? How he can't be the manager? Unless it had something to do with the filming of the show, where VH1 can say who can and can't be on the premises. All right, anyway. That's my first question. Y'all clear that up. So Adriana is talking to Ryan outside, and basically Adriana is saying, look, I need you to help us. We need to clear Junior's name. She was like, I really want to go and talk to the other people, the other, the Loyalty Inc. crew, because they're trying to make it seem like that Junior hit that girl, and it wasn't her. It was me. Like, I hit her. Junior didn't hit her. And It's really fucking everything up because this is Ryan's reputation that's on the line. It's fucking up his, basically his job situation. If he can't come up here and work. And he was like, she was like, I really need you to help me clear the air. And she was like, Ryan really did not hit her. Junior didn't hit her. So that's some interest. We're going to come back to that. So then we see, okay, here go another bullshit scene. Remember last week, Charmaine said she wanted a baby. So Neek, in his infinite wisdom parody off of an after-school special, some shit he saw when he was 8 years old, decides that he's going to prove to Charmaine that she's not ready to have a baby by bringing the dog in a stroller with a bottle and some Pampers and trying to get Charmaine to feed the dog with the bottle, talking about something. You have to prove to me that you even are ready to even take care of a baby. The fuck? Huh? That's not how this shit works. And then Charmaine brought up a good point. Charmaine was like, you've been gone for 6 months. I took care of the dogs while you were gone. I proved that I could take care of a dog. A dog ain't a baby. But I was like, and then they was torturing the damn dog by trying to had the dog. Charmaine was holding the dog like a baby, and it was stupid. It was a stupid ass scene. Like, if you wanted to do all that, you should have got her one of those babies that cry, one of those fake babies that cry, and had her take care of that for a weekend. That's what you get her. You don't torture the damn dog. I'm telling you, the ASPCA gonna be on y'all ass, because that was uncomfortable to watch, the way y'all was doing that dog. That was uncomfortable for me to even watch. Anyway, so that was some bullshit ass scene. But alright, let's get back to some more good stuff. So then there's a scene where Ryan, because he can't because he can't hire Junior as his manager, he's bringing in a friend of his. He's bringing a friend of his, Brittany Slam, I think her name is. He's known her for a really long time. When he first started tattooing, he's known her. He's seen her work her way up as an apprentice, and she was running a shop down in Atlanta. She came up to help Ryan run his shop. And she walked up in the door, and instead of, remember Junior's response was like, "This is what? We ain't ready to open up. I'm not here to help you run your, build your shop. I'm here to, I remember Junior's response was something different. Brittany's response, she walked to the door and was like, all right, let's get this party started. She starts taking the paper out of the window. She was like, look, we can start. Like, what do we need to do? She was like, I am here now. What is it that we need to do to get this party started? So they have two totally different personalities even walking in the door. So then here comes Bella. Bella comes in with her daughter. Her daughter's a cutie. She's a little cutie. And Ryan is like, he's introducing her and everything. And she starts apologizing. She's like, I'm sorry. I'm late. She said, he's like, well, what's up with your mom? And she said, my mom had a doctor's appointment. Now, granted, it's dark outside. It's dark. So I don't know what doctor's appointment her mama had at night. But, okay. But her mother had a doctor's appointment, and she was saying how, she said she started to call out, but she's already had, a couple of strikes against her in this job, and she just didn't feel like she could afford to just not come to work. And so she said, she bought the baby, and she's so sorry. And Ryan was like, it's cool. In this scene, I really like how Ryan handled this scene. Ryan said, it's cool. He said, do I look mad? He said, it ain't no problem with you bringing your daughter to Now, I do have a problem with the fact that it's a construction site, but the fact that there was no actual construction going on at the time. Like, I don't know what the fuck Bella does right now. She's Ryan's assistant, but what the fuck are you assistant? There's nothing. Then there's no clients. I don't know what you're doing. But okay. So Bella starts talking. So Ryan said, well, what about the dad? And Bella was like, he ain't shit. Her dad ain't shit. And I was like, okay, I know you upset, but you probably don't need to have that conversation in front of the daughter. And eventually, she does ask Ryan to take the daughter away so she could talk to Brittany. Brittany is still there for this conversation. She does actually ask Ryan to take the daughter away. And she lets Brittany know, she said, look, I'm doing this all by myself. It's just me and my mom. She was like, her father, doesn't see her, doesn't spend time with her. She was like, I still talk to him. What the fuck you talking to him about? She said he comes to Chicago from time to time, but he never has time to see his daughter. And, she was just saying that, she really felt like, that she was just really overwhelmed. And Ryan told her again, he said, hey, I I'm not mad. I'm good. He was like, you're cool. He said, if it was a problem with her being here, I would have told you that. He was like, and and he said in his confessional, he said, as a parent, I understand that sometimes this shit ain't black and white. When you have children involved, sometimes adjustments have to be made. And if she got to bring the daughter up in here sometime, it is what it is. Like, I understand. And so that's why I said with this one, Ryan gets an A+ for that. And it's valid. It's really, really, really a valid situation. I've seen it, throughout my career. I don't have children, but I've seen where coworkers have had situations where they had to bring their, kids to work, or a last minute situation, or they get a phone call at work and got to leave. Like, kids are unpredictable, and it just is what it is. And, you see a different side of Bella, because I think, she drinks a lot and she's got some other issues. I believe she does. But at the end of the day, I do think she's really just a struggling single mom. Like, I really do. I really feel like she's a struggling single mom, just trying to make it work, So that was a good scene. It wasn't a whole lot of meat there, but I just thought it was a good scene. All right. Then we see, I ain't want this to be this long because I ain't even got to the good shit yet. I can't even talk. Good shit yet. Ryan and Don, right? Ryan goes over Don's house to talk about the Jamaica situation again. And Don, Ryan is basically going to Don saying, look, you got to help me clear this up, because and again, Ryan brings up a really good point. Ryan said, he asked him, Don, what did you see? He said, we need to clear this up. We're trying to clear Ryan, Junior's name, because Junior's reputation is on the line. And Don's thing was this. Don said, I did not personally see Junior hit Reese, but I don't think Reese is an outright liar. And Ryan said, that's exactly it. He was like, there was a big scuffle, a whole bunch of going on. She comes out of it saying, he hit me in my head, and everybody automatically believed it because they're going to support her, regardless of whether it's true or not. He was like, I'm not even trying to say she lying. Like, I don't think that Ryan is trying to say she she just is straight up lying. I think she just like, maybe she really thinks that's what happened, but Junior didn't hit her. And so they're trying to have a conversation on clearing it up. And Ryan is like, look, man, can you just talk to Adriana? Because Adriana is saying she was the one that did it. So they talk or whatever. But Ryan brought up a good point. Like, if you're in a fight and there's two sides to that, you're going to take the side of the person you with. So, of course, Loyalty Inc. is going to automatically take Reese's side, because that's the side they with. They don't really know what happened, but she's coming out of it saying, he hit me. We're going to get to that too. All right. Here goes some... Okay, so here... Charmaine and Neek decide that before they have a baby, before they... All this stuff, that they need to let the parents meet each other. Y'all been living together for 2 years. And your parents ain't met each other. You haven't met each other's parents. Charmaine, your mama done been to Chicago. I think that's when Nick was in Africa, but still. I don't understand. Mick, you done been on the show for a whole season. You mean to tell me I met Nick before your mama met him? That's some bullshit. So they decide they're going to have a family dinner where all the parents get together so they can all meet each other. And I guess so they'll decide what the next move is going to be. Whole lot of things were revealed in this conversation. So first and foremost, we see Charmaine's dad and her mom or whatever. Neek's mother shows up. Neek mama is a straight up Haitian queen. And she walked up in there. And first of all, she acted like she didn't know who the hell Charmaine was. And Nick was like, Charmaine, my girlfriend. Like, she had to remind her. She was like, oh. That was the first thing that struck me. I was like, so she didn't even know you had a girlfriend? Second thing that struck me was she didn't know they'd been living together. She was like, oh, no, hell no. She said, that ain't how you was raised. You was raised Christian. And we don't do that. You don't be living with no woman. And they were like, well, how long? 2 years. Her husband was like, 2 years? Oh, no. Like, I think if her mama had a preacher in her back pocket, they'd have been married right then and there. Then she starts talking in French. Now, you know, when she started talking in French, the only person at the table could understand her was Neek. And she told Neek that Charmaine's breast was showing and to tell her to pull her shirt up and that she was showing too much skin. Ooh. And then Charmaine starts talking about how she said, well, to be fair, I did propose to Neek. But at this point, I don't even want to get married. I just want the baby. So first of all, a couple of things happened. First of all, Charmaine thought that her mama was going to defend her against Neek mama because Neek mama was giving her ass the blues. Like, she really was giving Charmaine the blues. Because Charmaine was being Charmaine. And my thing is, again, I don't even know Charmaine don't know better. I used to think Charmaine knew better, but after the way she acted meeting Neek's mother, I don't know if she even know better. She wasn't even trying. Then, she drinking, she cussing, she being Charmaine. Then, so she thought her mother was going to defend her. Her mother going to tell Neek's mama, I like you. So now Charmaine really in her feelings like, God, well, I thought my mother had my back. So then she going to tell the story of her proposing to Neek. Like, that's going to get everybody on her side. Like, y'all mad that we living together and we living out of sin. But I tried to marry him. Neek said, he told her father, he said, sir, it's not that I don't want to marry your daughter. That's my job. My job is to propose to her as the man. It's not her job to propose to me. And, I'm going to propose to her when I feel like it's time for us to go take that road. Her father said, so let me get this straight. You bought a ring, you got down on one knee, and you proposed to him? She said, yeah. Again, Charmaine thinking her father got her back. Yeah. He said, you's a damn dummy. I raised a damn dummy. I'm gone. Her father got up and walked away. Charmaine was like, what? Like, are you really leaving? Like, for real? Her father was like, bye, I'm out of here. Honey, that thing cracked me up. Because her father was like, this is dumb shit. Like, y'all, I don't even understand this. And then, of course, her mother was pissed off because, his mother was pissed off because she was like, so, it's just against everything she has raised him to have. And then now Charmaine talking about something, I don't even need to get married. I just want the baby. Oh, his mama was about to have a damn heart attack. So that whole scene was crazy as hell. And again, I used to think Charmaine knew better and she was just playing a part or playing a character. But after the way she acted with the parents, I was like, do you really know better? I don't know if she does. But both of them is wrong in this situation. There's no way in the world that you're going to be with somebody for 2 years, live with them for 2 years, and y'all haven't met each other's parents yet. And Neek, you know how your mother is. You know how religious she is, and you know how she was going to react. So y'all was wrong, and you set Charmaine ass up because you should have never... I know you can't control how somebody acts and dresses, but you should have never let Charmaine ass come out the house like that, knowing she was going to meet your mama. Like, you knew better. Come on. You set her ass up. Alright, so the last of the bullshit. Let me make sure I said everything I wanted to say, because that shit was hilarious. When her father told her said, I raised a dummy. I wrote it in my notes. When her father said he raised a dummy and walked the hell out that restaurant, I was done. I was done. Now, I'm not clear if he feel like she a dummy because she got down on one knee and proposed, or that she stayed with him after he said no. I ain't figured that part out. But either way, her father was like, I'm out. Okay, so last little part of this episode, which was a very good part of the episode as well. Adriana goes by the shop to try to clear everything up because, again, she wants to clear Junior's name. Lily ass talking about what's she doing here? She ain't get enough in Jamaica. Lily, I don't think you got the best of that one in Jamaica, boo boo. I don't think so. But anyway, Adriana basically is telling them the same thing she's been saying. She said, look, she was like, look, Junior did not hit Reese. I hit you. And Reese was just like, whatever. So come to find out, the producers put the whole fight together from every angle they had. And they were able to figure out, frame by frame what happened with the fight. And they showed it to each one of them. And they showed their reactions as they were watching the fight. Come to find out, Junior never put his hands on that girl. And I owe Junior an apology. Because the reason why I agree with what Ryan was saying is because I did the same thing. The minute Reese said she got hit with so many hands and so much shit going on. And I rewound the fight. But I ain't go to school for that shit. I'm not breaking down. I wasn't gonna spend that much time. So when she said she got hit, I just said, well, she got hit. And I just thought that Junior did it by accident. I never thought Junior had any malice hit her. But I did think that maybe he had hit her just with all the shit that was going on. So I owe Junior an apology too. So all of them were like, damn, of course Ron was like, man, he ain't never hit that girl, But all the rest of them was like, damn, that's fucked up, Basically, we apologize. Like, basically, we're sorry. Except for Reese. Reese wouldn't even look at the video. What the fuck is that about? Now, did you not look at the video because you knew you were lying? I don't understand it. I don't understand why you wouldn't look at it so that you make sure that the person you were accusing really did it. That's why I said at the beginning of this episode, Reese, you got some shady shit with you, boo. Some shady shit with you. So I don't know what the deal is, but Reese wouldn't even look at the footage. So we never saw Reese's reaction when she found out Ryan didn't hit her. Junior didn't hit her. Matter of fact, Adriana did hit her. It was Adriana. Here go 4. It ain't our fault she hit like a man, but it wasn't Junior. It was her. I said, oh my gosh. So then they go outside. Adriana and Donna outside talking. And Adriana's like, Don, why don't you tell the truth? Like, I just want you to own up. I want you to be honest. Like, I saw the text between you and Junior. Don was like, hold up. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm going to be friends with whoever the fuck I want to be friends with. And I don't owe nobody an explanation or an apology. He was like, yeah, I did text Junior the day after the fight to let him know, look, me and you, we still good. He's like, Junior is my friend. And he's going to be my friend. So, yes. I sent him a text when it was over with, telling the next day, checking on him, making sure he was good, letting him know that me and him was good. Remember, Don put that nigga in a chokehold. Alright? He was like, I'm just letting him know that me and him are still cool. And so, as this was going on, Lily comes outside, Reese comes outside. I think Charmaine was there. And they're listening to this exchange between Don and Adriana. And that's the other thing I don't understand. How Adriana act like she wasn't allowed to go in Ryan's shop, but she could walk up in the damn little ink shop. Them the people she was fucking fighting. But anyway, another conversation. So Don was like, so they were having that conversation, whatever, and like I said, they came out there, and Don said, I just want to make sure I got it all together. Don was telling Adriana, he said, I feel like all of this is on Lily. Because at first he was saying that Junior was wrong for saying, fuck Lil Ink. He said, but at the end of the day, Junior didn't put his hands on nobody. It was Lily. He said, and Lily did that same shit with Charmaine, did the same shit with Danielle. It's all on Lily, and Lily is wrong. And of course, Lily was sitting there, and she got pissed off. And he was like, I know she mad at me right now, and I know she ain't trying to hit us. But at the end of the day, Lily, you put your hands on her first. Like, you started this. You started that whole thing by putting your hands on them first. So here go Lily all mad. Now, luckily, you see Lily ass ain't try to fight Don. You knew what the fuck would have happened with you if you tried to put your hands on Don's ass. And I ain't even talking about how big Don is. I'm talking about Ashley gonna come and get you. Excuse me. So she pulls off, and then in her confessional talking about something. Nobody here understands what loyalty is about. None of these people know what it means to be loyal to nobody. No, Lily. When you wrong, you're wrong. And that's just that. Like, I felt like they had your back with that shit between you and Charmaine. I felt like they didn't have Charmaine's back. They should have had Charmaine's back over you. So you was owed this. And at the end of the day, Don still had your back in Jamaica. But now, after they had a chance to see the footage and actually see how the whole thing went down, he like, look, you was wrong. And all this shit is on you. So anyway, y'all let me know how y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. Because this was a lot. And I ain't mean to spend so much time on the bullshit so we can get to the real shit. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments.